Hi guys, it's Nancy, and I have some new releases from Spellbinders, and I have a couple of the plates. I think I'm missing one. I think I only have 3 out of the 4. No, I have the whole collection. Okay, this is the Copperplate on your wedding day Betterpress plates, and I am a little biased because I got engaged in November. So I thought they were, first of all, I would have gotten them anyway because they are gorgeous. We are in the heart of wedding season. This release is perfect for March, and we're going to Betterpress some of them, and we are going to glimmer some of them. So the first one I have here says, on your wedding day. There are 4 plates. They say, sending love always and forever to the lovely couple and on your wedding day. You can buy them as a bundle. The bundle is BD-0935, or you can buy them individually. And I'm going to show you. Now, I love the March Betterpress plate for the background, and I did use it as a Betterpress, and I did glimmer it. And I glimmered it on the treasured cardstock. This is the pearl metallic. So you can see that it was glimmered and it looks beautiful, or it Betterpressed beautifully. So I'm going to use these 2 backgrounds as an example. So the first one I have here is on your wedding day. We're going to Betterpress this one. I just have a piece of square cardstock here. This is Betterpress cardstock. I'm actually going to lay this down kind of. It looks like this is centered. If not, we'll cut it down. And I just have my piece of sticky grid in the background there. And I think I want to do this one in kind of a navy, dark blue ink. Because navy and pink just are classic colors. Cosmic Sky is what I'm using for this one. Just drop that ink pad on the floor. And I do want to clean up any excess ink I got on the outside. And let's see how this looks. Oh, stunning. Stunning. Okay, so that is the first one. And I'm just going to use a little bit of stamp cleaner, spray that, wipe that down. And let's move on to the one that's in the glimmer machine. And for this one, I'm going to grab some of the silver pearl metallic cardstock out of the treasured cardstock. very pretty metallic cardstock. And I'm going to cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4. You're probably going to die cut this. I probably don't even need a piece that big, honestly. We're going to die cut it. I'm going to go 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to grab my Cobalt Glimmer foil. Pretty side down. Cut this a little bit extra off here on the end. While that's warming up, we're going to go back to Betterpress. This one says, "To the lovely couple." Alright, and this one we're going to use black paper. This is from Paper Insider. It is Jet Black Savoy. And we're going to use the Lisa Horton metallic ink. Now, I had mentioned before, if you are going to use this ink, you need to heat set it, because the metallic inks, the mica in here is so bright that they do tend to come off or smudge. It's the mica itself that comes off. So I am planning on using clear heat embossing powder on this. Now, because this is silver, it is a little tough to see, so I do need to make sure that I am getting complete coverage here. And because it's black paper, I do need to make sure that I am thoroughly cleaning this up. Should have probably picked a different color. But I did want to show you guys that the best way to heat emboss this, if you insist on using these inks, because the mica is so strong, it is very shiny and pretty, but the mica does come off, is you want to use either a clear spray fixative or heat embossing it. So I will be heat embossing it. So you do need to be kind of quick. Hopefully I got all of this ink. Oh, we'll find out. Okay. And I do not believe there are dyes with this. So once you press it, that's it. You have your imprint. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Now let's see if it is sticky enough for me to do my heat embossing. And I just have Wow Clear Heat Embossing here. It is a pigment ink, so it should be... Oh, I didn't do my anti-static tool, but we'll see here. I think we'll be okay. So if you don't know what heat embossing is very microscopic, tiny, tiny particles of plastic. And what it's going to do is it's going to stick to that wet ink because this is a pigment ink. Pigment ink is very thick. And then we're going to take a heat tool, heat gun, and it's going to melt that. And this is clear, so it's going to be very glossy and shiny, but what it's going to do is it's going to lock in that silver metallic. Oh, I just touched it. It should be okay. I smeared it a little bit. It's going to lock in that silver metallic ink. These little hands are from Ranger. Okay, what will happen is the little dusty areas will turn clear, and what it will do is it will lock in that ink, so now it's still shiny, but I don't have to worry about any of that mica coming off. So it's locked in. Okay, so we are good. Our glimmer machine is definitely done. We might have left it too long. It might have overfoiled at this point. So we need to grab that. That was a little too thin. I may have needed to add a shim to that. I didn't have any resistance to that. And that happens if your paper is not thick enough. But we will check it and see. Oh, it might be okay. And sometimes the paper is not thick enough and the plates aren't thick enough, but we'll have to check and see. Beautiful. Oh, it's perfect. That is beautiful. Okay, so we have one more plate to do. Where is our last and final plate? And it says, what does it say? Always and forever. What a wonderful anniversary card as well. And again, I don't recommend doing it this way if you can help it. Try to do it this way, because if you do it this way, you'll get speed bumps, which may cause your foiling or your Betterpress to give you double lines. So if you can do it this way, try to do it this way. I'm going to use another piece of that silver paper just because it did foil so beautifully. This, and let's change our color of foil. I have pink GLF 006, Does not always have to be, although I love my beautiful holographic foils, it does not always have to be that. You can just do simple foils as well. We're going to let that heat up and I will come back in a moment. Okay guys, that one's done. Let's run it through the platinum and see what it looks like. Give that a second to cool down. Beautiful. Okay, let's see if we can put some wedding cards together. So here is what they look like, and the individual numbers if you are interested in purchasing them separately. BP-280 is sending love. Okay. BP-281 is always and forever. Okay. BP-282 is for the lovely couple. And BP-283 is on your wedding day. And again, if you want to get the whole bundle, which is all 4 of them, it is BD-0935. And again, they are designed to be Betterpress plates, which will give you that impression. It presses into the Betterpress paper. I know you can't see that. Or you can do what I did and glimmer them. It looks great on white paper or black paper. Again, the black paper, I'll link that down below. I got that from Your Paper Insider. I've shown that before in videos. It's a nice thick black paper and it still gives you that impression where it presses into the paper. And if you're going to use that, that ink from Lisa Horton, the metallic ink, I do recommend setting it with either a spray adhesive or a clear embossing powder. But let's see if I can put these into cards. Let me move these plates out of the way. As I said, the March clubs of the month, the Betterpress plate. Here is what the Betterpress plate looks like. It's a beautiful plate, and I thought, oh, what a nice design. And I had Betterpressed it and foiled it. So we can use these backgrounds and put them together with some of these cards. I think those two, will save these for another day. And I pulled out some dies, the notched corner frames. I thought those would work out, and I already have the paper laid, or the Spellbinder specialty paper that we can use as some background paper. So yeah, I think these will look nice. This was the prism foil that came with the Glimmer of the Month kit. So I think we can use this as the background and then put this, we go either way with this. And same with this. Yeah, I think that'll look nice. And the sending love can be used at any time. That can be a sympathy. That doesn't have to be foil. That can just be anything. And then on your wedding day, that is also just so elegant. That can be anytime. Any embossing folder background with that one. Oh, just lovely. All right, but let's make these two into some quick and easy wedding cards. Or anniversary. These don't have to be wedding. For the lovely couple, these could be anniversary. Right. And I think I already have 2 cards, so you can kind of cheat here with the card bases. Oh, 2 top folding. I don't know why I think top folding is just a little bit more elegant, so we're going to go with that. A little bit bigger, so we have to go 1 down for the background. I think the biggest size might be too big for an A2 size card. Does it go right to the edge? Yeah, I think that's a little too big, so I think we have to go 1. I think we do this as a solid background and we do this as the pattern background. Solid background, pattern background. And then sentiment. So that it all coordinates. Same thing, that'll have to be a solid sentiment. Then we're covering up how beautiful our background is. Oh, the horror. Excuse me. Yep, that's what we're going to have to do, though, to get everything to fit. But I think that's what we're going to have to do. And then I think for this one, we're going to match the color. So I'm going to grab another piece of that silver for this one. Kind of going simple, but I think it will all coordinate and look pretty good for this. Okay, so let's work on 1 card at a time. All right, so for this one, I'm going with the largest size background to cut out. This is going to be the full background of the card. We're just going to see a very small portion of this. So in order not to waste paper, I'm actually going to cut out two of these because I want to save the center of this. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/4. And I normally just show you guys the products and don't make the cards, but some of you guys are like, please show us cards. So I make the cards after the fact. Sometimes I post pictures, but in this case, I'm going to... Ooh, did I cut that too skinny? Oh no, I cut that too skinny. It's too skinny. Don't do... Ooh. My die is larger than my cardstock. I actually might be able to get it to go edge to edge. Let me see. Because the die cuts all the way on the inside, it'll go right to the edge. Oh boy. I'm going to tape that. Wait, which means I'm not going to get an outer edge. Which means I might as well just tape this to... I might as well just tape this to the card. Yeah, so never mind. Okay, I'm not going to cut that then. We're just going to glue this to the back of the card. We're not going to die cut it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're going to carry on with cutting our background. So we're not cutting the biggest one. Never mind the biggest one. We're going to cut the next smallest one out of our background, which I glimmered. And it came out beautifully. And that die cut beautifully. Okay. So that's the next smallest one. Okay. Now I'm going to double die cut the sentiment. And what I mean by that is, so now I have this, I have this, and actually now I'm not going to go top folding because now I realize this isn't going to look right. So we're going to go horizontally because our sentiment is horizontal. Go like this. And I'm not going to double cut this sentiment. I'm going to single cut. Quit changing your mind, Nancy. I'm sorry. Okay. This is what we do when we're creative. Well, this is what I do when I'm creative. I change my mind all the time. All right. The key here is to make sure it's straight. I am lifting some of my foil, which has stuck in places I don't want it. So I just take the tape and do that, which you have probably seen me do in other videos. Because this is a metallic paper, the foil likes to stick to it. You do not take a sand eraser to it. You just take a little bit of low-tack tape like I am doing here, and it will take off the foil where you don't want it. The foil will stay where it's supposed to stay. And you can see that foil lifts up where it's not supposed to be. Okay, now we're going to cut it. And hopefully I will cut it straight. Straight and centered. I think that looks correct. And I think I'm going to pop this up on some foam tape. this looks. Yes, that looks nice. Okay, let's get the foam tape. Okay, first things first, we're going to tape this down. Probably could have done an embossing folder on that, even to step it up a little bit more, but that's okay. Cuts like butter. All right. Now we're going to glue this down. Ooh, I think I cut that pretty straight. It's mostly straight. And I can just add some pearls or gems to it. Oh, I'm pretty happy with that. Yes, I love that. Got some adhesive poking out there. Okay. That one came out pretty good. Okay, let's see what I can do with this one now. Can I cut this one out with the larger background? Ooh, that's going to be kind of close, but I think I can manage that one. Just be careful. This one will be top folding. Go, go, go. This is much thicker paper because it's the Betterpress paper, so sometimes I have to cut it twice. Let's see. Oh, I think it cut. Yep, good. Very nice. And oh, it fits on there beautifully. Lovely. Okay, and then we have sentiment. Okay, that fits on there perfectly. Again, I want to make sure that that's straight. I do think I have that on there straight. And I want to be careful with the tape because this paper is very soft and I don't want to rip the inside. perfectly again. Okay, so for this one, oh, that is very pretty. I do think I want to give it a little bit of a metallic border, so I'm going to bring that next size die in. I'm going to bring that silver, or not silver, maybe the silver. Let's see, we have metallic. Let's see what color metallic paper we can bring in here. See, I think anytime you bring any kind of glitter or metallic in, it just kind of elevates it a little bit. And that's what I was trying to do, was trying not to waste that whole paper by cutting from that. Normally I cut out an extra piece so that we have that kind of, you know, bordering it. So I don't waste that whole piece. But I think in this case I want to use the mirror metallic, because I want to really make that pop, because this is you know, it's more of a matte silver, so I don't want to use, do I want to use the pearl or I want to use the matte? There is matte metallic in here. I think that actually goes better with that. So we're going to use this size die, and it will just frame this off and match that silver. So I'm going to cut a piece of this down. And you can do the same thing. You can cut a frame of this, because we only need the frame, but if you want to cut the center of this so you can use it for another project, again, so you're not wasting this. I'm going to actually go one more smaller. Like this. So we'll get two pieces. We'll have a frame left over and we'll have a centerpiece left over. I like to hoard my paper as much as I can. So I'm going to die cut this now. Something I've mentioned before is you'll notice that I'm using a pretty clear cutting plate. If your cutting plate has cuts and notches in it, put a piece of plain paper on there, because this paper is super soft and it can mar easily. And if you have any cuts or notches in your clear cutting plate when you go over, it will transfer to this paper, any kind of foil cardstock. So use a clear piece of copy paper over top of your, before you go through. I mean, even my tape transferred into that paper, but I'm going to keep that for a spare piece, and I'm going to keep the center piece as a spare piece. So these will go in my little spare pile. But now I kind of have this notched frame to frame my sentiment. So now I'm going to use my fine line glue And I think that makes this stand out. And it matches that silver metallic sentiment. I'm just going to use my fine line glue to put the glue on here. I think that frames it off pretty nicely. It matches our ink. Okay, I do want to pop this up as well, so while that is setting, I'm just going to put my little rock on there. I'm going to glue this down. And again, you could put another piece of paper behind this if you wanted to offset this or matte this, but I'm okay with this being white on white. I don't really want this to pop too much. Maybe ink blend the corners, but I'm okay with this like this. And I'm going to use the foam tape again. And as I mentioned before, it would be very easy to add some pearls or gems to this. And we have a very simple but elegant wedding or anniversary cards using the new Copperplate Betterpress plates over at Spellbinders. So hopefully you guys had fun watching me Betterpress and foil these plates. If you are interested in them, please use my links down below. Make sure you click yes to cookies so Spellbinders knows that I sent you their way. And I know this was a little bit longer video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me make the finished products for you. Please click the thumbs up if you did, and consider subscribing to my channel. If you want to learn more about foiling, you can join my Facebook group, the Foiling Snobs Club. We do all kinds of foiling, toner foiling, hot foiling. We do all kinds of crafting. We have 10,000 members. We're pretty close to 10,000 members if we aren't already. But please consider subscribing to my channel. And I appreciate you guys being here and watching this video. Here are the other two plates again, foiled and Betterpressed. And again, you can get the whole bundle. I'll link everything down below. Thanks for staying and hanging out with me. I do appreciate you guys. Don't forget to click the thumbs up and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye, guys.